It's Nogi Neighbors. So come on in, it's time for another episode with your best friends. I got the flavor. Think we should dive right in. We'll spit facts about gold blacks in high level competition. Look back on old footage, maybe see what we missing. Kick back and train hard is the way that we living. Talk smack and stay humble, having fun on a mission. Big top pressure is the reason why you submitting. Yes sir. Steady pushing forward, no setbacks. Just a couple low belts soon to turn black. And if you hating, better stop that, cause it's the Nogi Neighbors podcast. White belt.
Big thank you to Evan Stapler for our theme song. His YouTube is rockin' and his Instagram is even more rockin'. You can check out his beats there. His raps are obviously crisp, so check him out. His channel and Instagram will be linked down below. Record. We are recording. Welcome to the Nogi Neighbors.
We're live. Inaugural episode of the either inaugural episode or the pre-alpha episode of the Nogi Neighbors podcast.
At the NGN.
The NGN? Nogi Neighbors?
Indeed.
Indeed?
Indeed.
Alright. So, got a few things we're probably going to cover today. First off, Sawyer here, my co-host, just got his purple belt. So,
yay!
Little golf clap for that.
Fun times. Yeah, took forever, and I wanted to kill myself many times along that road, and of getting it, and I'm just happy I didn't. The happy eventually happened, and you know, you work hard enough, you wait long enough, you take all the pressure off of yourself, and you just worry about getting better rather than trying to get a belt, and everything eventually works out.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's time for time to lay around, because it's fixing to be killing season. We got two tournaments coming up. We're competing this coming weekend on July 9th at Grappling Games. I think it's called the Summer Games, Clarksville, Nashville, somewhere up in Tennessee. Just a Naga-esque tournament, nothing big. Mm-hmm. Although there is an interesting name that both of us might potentially go against in the bracket. Giovanni Ortiz. He was a postseason playoffs guy in the PGF season 3.
He did really, really good, supposedly.
Yeah, dude, he won the Decatur qualifier, and that was the biggest qualifier. He's a really legit black belt, and he's in Sawyer's weight class of his bracket, and he's in my absolute. So I'm really interested. I actually have had a match with him before, but that was probably 4 or 5 months ago. And he just kind of danced on me for about 5 minutes, and then finally choked me with like 30 seconds left. But I'm ready to go back at it and see what happens.
He's a nice man.
he's a nice dude. I've talked to him. I've met him.
Yeah, and the guy that you went against after that, he choked you almost immediately.
Yeah.
And
that was a tough one. I got in an absolute with 2 black belts.
Yeah, but
somehow.
but then after that, the guy who choked him out first, like super fast, lost.
Clay Mayfield ended up losing to Giovi and Nibar right after that.
So,
but I'm interested to see how it goes this time. See if maybe I can make it. Maybe I can put up some more of a fight against him. I don't know. He's a black belt, so.
Yeah, I've never had a crack at him. I'm excited to have a crack at him.
I'm excited to see what you do. I think you'll do good. I've got 2 other guys that I've gone against in my bracket, not in my absolute. I've got Camden Jones and Billy Bryant, and both of those guys beat me when we were white belts. So, and I think they may still be white belts. At least it says they are on Smooth Comp right now. So, either way, Camden Jones beat me on points last year, and Billy Bryant beat me with, like, I think a Doris, maybe an Anaconda, some type of head and arm choke last year up in Crossville. But I'm ready to go back in and beat both of those guys, because I don't know. I'm sure they're better than. I'm sure they've been training. I'm sure they're better than they were then. But those are two losses I'm ready to get back. So I'm ready for that one. And then on August 13th, we'll be going to Battle of the Borough up in Murfreesboro.
Heck yeah!
For a 32-man absolute $1,000 prize for the winner.
Whoo!
So
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be. Is it going to be streamed? Have we learned anything like that?
I'm not sure. He's probably just going to do it on YouTube. He hasn't said anything about a pay-per-view or anything yet, but the format, I think, is just going to be like, he either said 5 or 6 minute matches, and it's just going to be judge's decision. So,
okay,
no points, no EBI overtime, just get out there, get after it, try to make it a show. It'll be in like a little theater. It'll be pretty cool.
I'll try to get some donuts for the judges, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You don't want them to hate you.
You can have some donuts yourself. It's absolute. You ain't got to make weight.
That's
so.
true. Absolutely, I don't have to make weight.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But no, I'm pumped for that one. That one's it's gonna be a good time. There's a guy I've gone against in that one too. He's a brown belt up at Rogue Combat Club, Brian Ashland, and I fought him at my very first tournament in an absolute, and he hit me with a standing executioner. So, maybe if I run back across him, just as long as I don't let that happen again. That was embarrassing. But
was that the cause of the beginning of the issues?
No. That's
okay.
No, that's the
yeah.
No.
Gotcha. But anyway, I digress. I think that's going to be extremely fun. I think it's going to be. I don't know. I feel like an absolute of 32 guys. If we get to 32 guys, 32 competitors, that's just an exciting thought. And we don't have to pay to go to this one.
Yeah.
So that's also exciting. Eventually you pay to do something. Eventually you don't have to pay to do something. You do it for free, and then eventually you get paid.
Yeah, that's a fun thought.
It's an evolution. And we're hitting it.
For sure. I love to compete anytime the opportunity shows itself. Also, that I haven't got signed up yet, but I haven't decided. I've been thinking about doing that. Or at least, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm at least going to be there and watch for the the UWW USA Grappling Trials. It'll be hosted in our gym at 10th Planet Decatur for anybody who's thinking about doing it on July 16th. And the winner of that one, if you win, you get to go to California and do the USA Grappling Trials there. And then the winner, or whoever gets selected out of that one, gets to go represent Team USA in Spain. Gets to go fight the Russians. At least that's what Brandon said. So if you want to fight some Russians, there's your opportunity.
Better red than dead. That's what Rose Namajunas always says.
All right, yeah. But, I just got done watching the UFC Fight Pass Invitational 2 earlier today. You got to see some of that. What'd you think?
I sort of liked the format, other than what you had told me, which is they don't allow heel hooks, but I do understand they're trying to create talent from there.
I think what it is they want to get a lot of viewers, so they're putting fighters on there. Like they had Andre Touchy-Feely, and they had James Krause. They had some other UFC guys, and if they're going to be putting them out there, they don't want them getting injured, so they're not letting them heel hook.
Yeah.
Kind of lame.
It's a combat sport. What we're coming for the combat sport. So if you take a little bit of the combat out of it, it's already combat light. We're not punching each other. We're not kicking each other. All we have is breaking arms, legs, and choking. You know?
They're taking some of that away.
Yeah.
But yeah, still a fan though.
A little bit of an issue. It was still fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it does take away one of the biggest weapons in the modern no-gi game, not being able to go after those heel hooks. But
yeah,
that'll help some people though. Some people don't like the leg lock game. Some people are still living, back in Brazil and
only 50% of their brain. You know.
only using 50% of their brain.
Yeah, only 50% of the brain. That means they don't have to control the other 50% of their bodies, so they only half their brain is needed.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah. So what do you think about stalling in that event?
Stalling?
Stalling's always an issue.
Staller.
If there's competition, if there's a rule set, there's going to be stalling.
I think it's dumb, but of course, if it was a quartet or quintet.
Quartet, yeah.
It was a quartet rule set. I understand stalling in a quartet rule set. I do understand it.
It makes a little bit more sense because it actually matters. Like if I'm just doing a super fight against you, and I stall, I'm not helping either of us.
No.
I'm just making myself look bad.
Yeah, we're all looking bad.
Like, I don't win, you don't win, the crowd doesn't win, jiu-jitsu as a sport doesn't win.
Everybody
nobody
loses.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I just sub 2 of your guys, and all I've got to do is survive to get you out too, then I feel like I've done enough to kind of earn the spot of, all I've got to do is survive here. And then it puts the pressure on you to come after me. Because the whole team's in your corner like,
yeah,
bro, you got to get him.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
You got a point now, but at the same time, that sort of I never thought that there was a hole in the quartet/quintet competition scene. You know, I never thought about stalling as an issue in that sort of idea. Always thought about the plus sides of a quartet/quintet sort of situation. Like you see somebody take out your guy, you get to come in and immediately face them in a way that we all get excited to watch. And that was my favorite part of it. But yeah, stalling, that's an issue in the quartet rule set. It sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but I don't know. It does give me like, I don't know. It's more the stalling there is more interesting than the stalling in like a who's number one.
Because it's obvious what they're trying to do. So the other guy has the extra pressure to go over that, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is interesting. It sucks, but it is what it is. We can't change it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you could create rules behind it. Like if you stall, doesn't it come down?
So in one of the matches, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Big Dan and Enrico Coco. Enrico had been stalling, and they gave him 2 warnings. And after the second or third warning, it wasn't like a post-regulation thing, but they went ahead and they reset them kind of like with the get-down rule in combat jiu-jitsu, except instead of it being double unders butterfly guard, they just gave him the back. They gave Big Dan his back, but then he got out. So
that's sort of EBI in a way.
Well, it's not EBI though, because it was still regulation. They just, you're gonna stall? All right, well, we're gonna give this guy your back.
Oh wow, okay.
So I mean that's nice. I mean,
yeah.
So Emerald City Invitational, they've got really similar rules to EBI, but they've because EBI is another rule set. Like at least there, you're not gonna stall for the win, but a lot of people will stall through regulation because they know they're really good at overtime, and that's all the train going into it. I guess is overtime, but what ECI Emerald City Invitational's doing is they've got a new rule called the Molly Wap Rule.
Mm-hmm.
And if all you do is like turtle up and try to defend till overtime and the other dude just stunts on you and the judges agree, they'll just call the Molly Wap Rule and be like, no, you don't deserve overtime. Like, you got Molly Wapped. Like, you're out. So, get in there and get after it,
Yeah.
But
Gotcha. Yeah.
it does suck because, like, J-Rod went against Oliver Taza, and they still had one more dude, so all J-Rod had to do was survive. But it was that B-Wave versus... Not B-Wave. B-Team versus New Wave rivalry. And, those Rod brothers, I don't really see them as the type to not get after it, at least most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially J-Rod. He went in there, got after it, then he got caught.
Mm.
I think he could have survived Oliver Taza, but ended up going in and get caught, and it cost him. They ended up losing because Bo Knuckle went in, and they gave the decision to New Wave's team after the Bo Nickel match, after he went the distance with Oliver Taza.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one quartet that we've done before, they just did EBI rules.
Yeah, I liked that at the end.
Yeah, that was exciting. It was super exciting. They went to 3 EBIs.
Did they do EBI, or was it a no time limit?
That's a good question.
Okay, we had...
It was no time.
It was Hydra Cup 2. No, it was Hydra Cup 3. I did a tag team, and it had EBI at the end.
Yeah.
But you were on a quartet, and I'm pretty sure they did no time limit, because I remember Kalen Woodard going in there and getting his arm snapped.
He did get his arm snapped. It got popped.
And I don't think that was from a EBI spiderweb. I think the dude just dove on an arm bar after a long time of no time limit overtime.
He was jumping. That guy was jumping. He was going for a head and an arm. He was actually going for a Kimura.
Is that what it was?
He was going for a Kimura and trying to get around the guard that way.
Yeah, I just remember it taking so long. The only way I remember it being no time limit overtime is I remember it taking forever, because me and Luke were in the back warming up for the finals of the tag team, because we had won our first 2. We were getting ready to go in for the finals. And we're like, what is taking them so long? And I look over there, and Kalen's dad was like, "Oh, my boy's done got his arm broke." And I was like, "Oh no, man, that's awful."
Yeah,
hated it for him.
I mean, they ended up losing, which sucked. But
they did phenomenal though.
Oh, they did great. They did really good.
And I really didn't want to see them have to go against y'all in the finals either.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see it be like, you never want to fight your own dudes.
Yeah.
So.
Until it comes down to it.
Yeah, it comes down to
even when it comes down to it, you don't want to do it, but you just have to do it. You
hate to see it. I'd rather have to fight my teammate in the semis than the finals.
Yeah.
I like how a lot of tournaments like if you watch the last Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds, 2 of the B team guys, Damian Anderson and Ethan Krellinston, made it to the semis, and they had to fight against each other, and Ethan won. And then on the other side of the bracket, the 2 10th Planet guys, Nathan Orchard and Keith Ricorian, went against each other. So they always make sure that the finals is going to be, 2 different teams and not off the same plate.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, one person could take a dive because they sort of just already understand. They already understand that they're going to lose.
You see that a lot of IBJJF brackets, teams that'll close out. They won't even fight the final match. They'll just shake hands on it and stand on the podium together.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Wrestling style.
Who's the senior student?
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty silly stuff.
Super silly stuff, I'd say.
I don't subscribe to that. I'm ready to
ready to evolve. Ready to get into the new wave, new age.
If we can scrap in the gym, we can scrap them competition mats.
Yeah. I mean, if they can crawl, they can brawl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. So UFC 276. You saw more of it than I did. So what do you think?
I saw. It was exciting. I think I saw the exact same amount that you did, but it was exciting. With the first fight was Sean O'Malley versus Munoz, and that ended shittily. That was bad word, but really bad. It ended really bad. It didn't go good. It ended on an eye poke, which wasn't really bad. Wasn't a terrible eye poke. We've seen worse eye pokes.
Yeah,
that Bilal Muhammad eye poke versus Leon Edwards. I don't know if you remember that.
Anybody that's ever fought John Jones?
Yeah. Just afterwards, you seen their eyes.
Yeah, I think he was looking for an out, man.
He was. I don't know why he was looking for an out.
I mean, I could be wrong. I could go back and see something different when I go back and look again, but I don't think he wanted that smoke. You know.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
I wouldn't give Sean the win bonus, but I would definitely give Sean his winning money.
Yeah, well, he didn't get a loss on his record either, so
Yeah.
still.
He I don't know if they put a no decision on there.
That's what I heard. I could be totally off on that.
No idea. Oh,
But
sorry. But yeah, that sucked. It seemed like Munoz was eating his knees up. He was throwing a lot of leg kicks.
yeah, and then Sean Strickland got knocked out with that left hook.
Man,
So
that was ridiculous.
yeah, it didn't take much. I mean, he just got caught.
Sean Strickland has just this very, very tentative game of constantly readjusting and constantly looking for just angles, and at the same time being really afraid.
I don't know anything about
of the
striking.
blowback.
You can take the reins on that one. I'm
He's
lost.
He's very tentative. He doesn't he talks big gas.
Yeah.
He really wants to go hard in the gym all the time, but really he's not. His fighting style isn't in that way. He's not a stand and bang sort of guy. He's a let's move. I'm gonna punch you a few times and then I'm gonna move again.
I gotcha.
I can't, to be honest, I can't remember the last time he had a knockout, but I don't know. But yeah, that's the way he was playing it. And then Pereira he was playing it very fast and loose and in the pocket, which was probably weirding him out, like weirding Sean Strickland out, yeah. And he was keeping his hands down. He was sort of lulling him in a sense of just
false security.
Yeah, it's a false security for sure. And then he just freaking turned it on in that instant. Just a total awesome. It was a power left
hook.
Hook, yeah, pretty much left hook. It was awesome. It was really cool.
Just dropped him.
I haven't even heard Pereira talk until that after thing. He got a picture with Joe Rogan. I know that much.
There you go. Cowboy retired.
It seems like he retires every time he fights.
Man, I don't know. He's always seems like the guy who's like, I got 5 more left. Oh, I got a few more left. This time he finally took his gloves off.
Yeah,
but
he's never done that before, I don't think.
Nah, I don't think he has.
But we've seen people who've done it, who've left their gloves down and then just come back.
Yeah, I'm a huge Cowboy fan,
and
I have been for a while. But I think it's time for him to hang the old cowboy boots up and.
I really wish he would come back for
retire
another
on the ranch.
He should definitely go retire on the ranch. I mean, for his brain, if I were a little worker bee in his brain, I would be like, stop the presses. We need to get out of town.
I gotcha.
We need to stop what we're doing right now. But me as a fan, I really want him to come back and fight Joe Lozon. I have no idea what happened to Joe Lozon's legs that stopped that fight twice, or at least the second time. Like he's like, I did some different stretches and now my leg is fine and I can move around and I'm perfectly fine. It was so weird. But yeah, he should probably get out of it.
Yeah, man. A lot of respect for Cowboy. He's a legend, but I don't want to see him fight again. I think he who was it that had that really bad knockout? Justin Gaethje?
Yeah.
That was the last one. I think that should have been his last one. Justin Gaethje hit him with that uppercut and it was rough.
But that wasn't even his last fight though.
I know, but I think that should have been his last fight. I think
Okay.
he should have hung it up then.
Yeah.
Dude's had a million fights.
So every one of them's a banger though. He's a great kickboxer.
At least he didn't get knocked out this time.
And he's great at jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah, he's a pretty good jiu-jitero,
Yeah.
or whatever they call it.
Joji.
But he got caught in a guillotine last night though.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
Tough.
what I just said didn't age very well.
It didn't age very well over the last couple seconds.
When you get punched in the head, your jiu-jitsu starts to go down, I think.
Yeah, it's fair.
But anyway, who's
Jalen Turner got a submission win with another guillotine on that card.
Yeah.
Jessica Rose Clark may have got her arm broke in the very first fight of the
We
event.
watched it. We watched it twice. We were like, "Is this real? Did she actually get her?" It looked like it, but I don't know. If it were a dude, I'd say yes, absolutely.
That's the thing, though. Yeah, because like there's plenty of girls that you'll be training with, and you'll see their limbs just do really weird things, and you're like, "Are you sure you're okay?" But they just they got that limberness, I guess.
Girls and kids.
They're built different. Yeah, kids too. Kids will scare the crap out of me in kids class. They'll be drilling, and I'm like, "Hey, like tap, like you don't let your shoulder get ripped off with that Kimura." And they're like, "It doesn't hurt yet." Because they're trying to show me how tough they are. They're like, "Well, it doesn't hurt."
Well, to be honest, that's really cool. That is a cool kid.
No, dude,
sort of a cool kid.
That's gonna be a hurt kid. They're gonna be walking around the next day like, "Why does my leg hurt?"
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but
I don't know what to tell their
you
parents.
know, just mentally tough is what I'm saying. They've gotten to the point where they're not tapping easy, you know, like a white belt usually would, like a first day white belt or a 2-week white belt.
I don't know.
would.
Some people come in on their first day and you gotta kill them. You
Yeah.
gotta take it from them, and then some people
Yeah.
come on the first day and you just get to their back and they're like, tap tap.
Yeah.
They don't even want you to try it.
Yeah.
But
that's a person thing. I think. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
person
it varies
thing.
person to person. Some people's just got that dog in them.
Yeah.
Some people just don't at all.
Ready for a dog fight. Yeah. But yeah, what were we talking? Oh, Jalen and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so Jalen and then Jessica Rose Clark. Yeah, her arm definitely. It might
It's
be
probably
okay.
broke.
It might be okay.
Hate to say it, but it's probably broke.
Okay.
World Games. World Games are coming to Birmingham next week.
The World Games are coming to Birmingham next week. Get ready.
They've got a few different martial arts. I was gonna plan to go with some friends to go watch sumo at the World Games, but sadly it's sold out, so I'm not gonna get to go see sumo. But
Dang it, just missed it by that much.
yeah, man, dude, I was really looking forward to seeing it. I'm a big sumo fan. I'm gonna wait though.
Immediately sold out.
It sold out. I wouldn't say immediately. I waited till a week before the event to look at buying tickets. I didn't think it would sell out, but it did. But maybe the first time I'll see sumo will be like in like the big Grand Slam arena in Japan. I want to go see that there one day.
Okay.
It's really cool. But they've also got Muay Thai.
Okay.
And they've got Jiu-Jitsu.
Mm-hmm. Gi Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, not just gi jiu-jitsu. I looked into it a little bit further since the last time we had talked, and they've got like basic gi jiu-jitsu. I don't know if it's IBJJF rules, but it's gi jiu-jitsu. That's their new Waza version. They've got it's pretty much just MMA with a gi on. Yeah, so like
Sambo?
Kinda, yeah. Well, they with gi pants though, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
What, they have MMA?
Yeah, it was just called fighting, jiu-jitsu fighting.
What
and
the?
Yeah, they had on like a full gi and they had on MMA gloves, and I'm thinking maybe that's the move. Maybe when people are trying to grip my lapel, I just punch them in the mouth. Maybe that's why I'm not big on gi, because it just needs strikes, and then maybe I'll be more of a fan of gi. I don't know. I might go watch that just because that's really
It would weed. It is very niche, but maybe that'll weed out all the older people in gi jiu-jitsu. You know.
Got something against the seniors?
I hate the way they hold me.
All right.
I hate the way they hold each other at the Olympics.
You're just a big gi
It hurts. It hurts my jiu-jitsu heart to see such inaction.
That's fair. It does go a lot slower. And then they've got another. Get this. They've got another division you can compete in. This one is I think it's duos demos. I think that's what they were calling it. I could totally be wrong.
Okay.
But it would basically be like me and you, since we're on the same team. Me and you go out there and like you just demo like a routine on me, like you're punching, like kicking at me, and I'm doing like, oh, that hurt, and then you throw me in like a triangle or something, and then you do like your oos, and then do like a little kind of like katas.
It is a kata. That's what it sounds like.
Kata.
Yeah.
But
for jiu-jitsu.
yeah, man, I'm just not with that at all.
No.
Like,
it's just drilling. That's all. It's just drilling in front of people.
It's cinematic drilling.
Who can do the drill better?
Yeah, it was some really silly stuff. But that's what's going on. So maybe I'll go watch some of that. Maybe I'll go watch some of the Muay. I am interested in going watching some of the Muay Thai. I think since I've never been to anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think. What else do they have? What kind of combat sports would you watch, like, outside of
Go and
jiu-jitsu
watch?
MMA?
Kickboxing.
Okay.
Boxing. I definitely watch boxing.
I'm just not big on striking. Like, I
get that.
I try to be, but
Yeah. I mean, I would
like
watch
grappling so
sumo,
much more.
obviously. I would watch sumo, for sure. Just because I want to see a big fat man try to push another big fat man who's mostly naked.
they had an absolute division, and
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see, like, some David versus Goliath match. You know, think of how, like, I'm just thinking of all the rednecks in Birmingham and
Yeah.
how they would just erupt when they see, like a David versus Goliath sumo match.
Do you
Just-
realize how little rednecks in Birmingham have to have for that to be exciting to them?
I mean,
I don't know. It's just weird. It's interesting.
They just-
It would be exciting. It would be fun to watch somebody with the cowboy hat go, yeah!
Like,
Or roll tide, you know?
yeah, roll tide to.
Yeah. To somebody.
Because they don't really know what's going on. I mean, most of the people that we probably interact on a day-to-day basis with outside the gym they just don't know.
Well, yeah, they just don't know. For sure.
Like, they just don't know. Like
You
they're
could
still
explain
in
it to them a million times.
They're still in that. Well, my nephew, he's been taking that karate for a couple weeks now. I bet he could just jump up there and kick you right in the head and knock you out. And it's like, well, he's 7.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know about that.
yeah, so they just don't know. So
They don't.
maybe they need to watch some sumo. They need to get educated.
Yeah. Yeah. A little education doesn't hurt anybody until it does.
Sometimes it's necessary though. You need a little chaos for the growth. Like sometimes you gotta be the nail.
Yeah.
To learn, and then you can be the hammer.
That's sort of, yeah, I mean, that's the whole jiu-jitsu journey, man.
Yeah.
We're all nails looking for the next hammer.
To quote the great Matt Elkins, he's like, I don't want to have to beat the shit out of Sawyer, but sometimes I have to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes all the time, pretty much every time. But if he couldn't beat me up, then I wouldn't want to learn from him.
There you go. And then that right there, that's the right kind of like attitude to have, is like, you know, find somebody that can ride the wave and then follow in their path. But see, some people, I don't get it. Some people walk in and they get whooped on their first night and they're like, I'm never coming back here.
Yeah.
And it's just an ego thing. Yeah. You don't have the right mindset to learn. I'm doing a quick Google search. I want to see what other martial art events will be at the World Games that we might want to go to the next week or two.
I can't think of one. And if there is Aikido, I'm 100% out.
You want to watch some Aikido?
I do not want to watch some Aikido. Can't think of any.
What if it
other
was like
martial
live Aikido? They were just out there fighting. Live
Yeah.
resistance. They weren't. doing any of that.
I don't know.
I'm out on that one.
I get mad at them for doing the wrong things for combat, because when it comes down to combat, Aikido is just not the way. What's the super big celebrity that's into Aikido? Old dude.
You talking about the guy that claimed to teach Anderson Silva?
Yeah, and Conor McGregor.
I can't think of his name, man. It's gonna really bother me.
Yeah, he eats like he's got black hair.
Dude, I don't know how he's in all the movies.
He's super old. I can't believe people actually think that man can do something now. I've watched videos of him running, and it scares me. I'm like, stop running. What are you doing?
He doesn't need to stop running.
Or yeah, he needs to keep running, I guess.
There's.
Just needs
Dude, I
to
can't
stop
find
running on camera. I'll look it up. I'll look him up. I will definitely.
Yeah, you look him up. I'm trying to find all the all the martial
Aikido.
arts in the world. Is archery a martial art? I guess so.
It's not a martial art. It's just a. I don't know. It's in the Olympics.
I mean, shooting projectiles is pretty martial.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much art to archery.
Yeah. It's pretty much you just.
If you ask the right person, they'd probably say there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to martial arts. It's just show and sumo.
7th degree black belt in Aikido. Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, that's the name. I could not think of it.
Yeah. Sorry, listeners. We're dumb.
They've got why are they calling it flying disc? Is it just ultimate frisbee? If they've got ultimate frisbee, I would compete in that. I probably wouldn't go watch it.
Flying disc. Martial arts.
That's what it says right here. They've got tug of war. I didn't know that was going to be like a World Games game.
Can we all get in?
I'm trying to do the Highland Games, like the local Highland Games next year.
What's that?
After I'm lifting for a year with Kaya.
Okay.
You don't know what the Highland Games are?
No, you pick up something and throw it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a strongman competition where you all have to wear kilts.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they do in, like, Scotland.
Yeah.
And they have like, the hammer toss.
Mm-hmm.
They have the, they basically got one, and you take the equivalent to, like, a kettlebell, and you got to throw it up over, like, a high rung or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They've got another one where you, like, are throwing, like, I think it's like sandbags, but you're throwing it with a pitchfork over a high rung.
Okay.
And then they've got the main event there is the caber toss.
What's that?
You basically take a telephone pole and you got to flip it like a bottle flip, but it's got to flip on its end and then over.
And impale you and kill you?
I guess possibly, but yeah you basically just got to flip a telephone pole on its end and it's gonna fall like
onto the ground. Does it go into the ground?
No, it just
hits. It doesn't have to stand.
No. You go and you flip it. You'll be carrying it like this, and then you flip it, and it lands on its end, and then it'll fall this way.
He's got his phone.
A lot of times it'll fall back towards you.
And
they all probably know what the caber toss is. I think you're the only one.
I'm the only one that doesn't know the caber. No.
So Matt Anderson went and did one of these, and he won his division. It was like the novice division, but he still went and won.
Okay, all right.
So
that's pretty cool.
I'm like, maybe if I get strong one day when I grow up.
Don't you think it's crazy how it just takes one person to show that something's possible, and suddenly there's like 20 different people that are like, that's a possibility, and it's like somebody from my like general community did it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and do it.
Yeah, there was anybody doing jiu-jitsu in Decatur.
Yeah.
And then
there was Brandon.
And I guess I'm sure
there were some other people.
Websters and stuff. There's probably like Jamie, I can't think of his last name. Webster. Yeah, duh.
Yep.
Jamie Webster and them, but still though, it's exploded.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
It's huge.
But there's still, I'm sure, plenty cities that just don't have it.
I mean, I was surprised our city had it. I was very, very, surprised.
Well, Athens doesn't.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
A surrounding city.
I'm proving the point though.
This region, yeah.
We did, I had to move.
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. I can't wait to move. I can't wait to be not 30 minutes away from the class.
Yeah, it's much nicer to not have to drive,
Yeah.
the good part of an hour to get there and a good part of an hour back.
And then it's a full hour. It's a whole good hour of your day gone.
After traffic, it would almost always be an hour drive there and an hour drive back. But
sometimes, yeah.
Now
it's bad. Now it's 8 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
for you,
it's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
Not gonna lie,
dude. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and then the hour I've gotten to the point where the hour has come and gone, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna miss this thing, and then I'm like, but I don't know. It'll eat at me sometimes. I'll look at the time. Either I'll get there too early or too late, or I'll get there right. I don't know. It's just it's a something. I can't wait for that not to be an issue. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be freaking awesome, for sure.
Yeah. Who in the gym's got fights coming up?
Evan Stapler is looking for a fight right now for August 6th. He is I think he's gonna do
205?
205 maybe. I mean, he's gonna.
I don't know what he weighs right now. It's just a guess.
That we can leave it there. Too sexy, you know. But he's a brawler in jiu-jitsu, so this is gonna be a real fun brawling in MMA. So that's gonna be really fun to watch. Travis doesn't have a fight, I don't think, coming up. Or yeah, he does. He actually does have a fight.
Is he on that August 6th card too?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, I know Perez is on that one. I think
Perez has one coming up.
Christian's got one in Orange Beach. I think a little later on.
Yeah. Let's see here. Travis Thomas, we mean, guys, just in case you guys aren't from our gym, and then Jacob Perez. He's a real good blue belt stub. Yeah, you didn't know. We've called him by Perez this entire time just because it sounds awesome. I called him Perez Hilton the other day, and he just did not like that, and he walked away from me. So, and you know what? I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Who else did you give a nickname to? And they just weren't.
Weren't about it.
I feel like it was at least one other person that was just.
I'll call Travis T. Voss, or I don't know.
Called the other one Travis Frey. You're calling him Tovis after he broke his toe in class.
He did break his toe.
He did that John Jones thing that John Jones did in the match with.
He did do it.
Who was it?
Second day. It wasn't. Yeah, it might have been versus Chael. I really don't know. Chael Sonnen.
Just broke his toe, just snapped.
Tovis. But anyway, I love giving people nicknames. It's because no one actually takes it, and when they do take it, you're like, yes. Finally, and all you really have to do is get people who don't actually know that person's name, and then get them to start calling them.
Yeah, that's pretty easy when all the new white belts are coming in. You're just like,
yeah, just like that guy
over there. He's Johnny Legs.
Yeah, it's
Call him Johnny Legs.
Johnny Legs.
But they all call it like
fastball.
Yeah, nobody knows Luke's name. He's just Church.
Church, you know.
So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
It's just a good name, and a nickname isn't something you can give yourself. You have to be given it.
Brandon's trying to tag Nakaya as Nasty Jackson right now.
It's too much.
I don't like it.
Kaya is too easy to say for me to say Nasty Jackson. Hey, Nasty Jackson. No.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just.
Yeah, he's Brandon, man. He thinks Tom Cruise is a wizard. And
I think Tom Cruise
he might be. There's no evidence against it that he might not be, and I implore anyone to do that investigation. What's another nickname? I called this one dude Mason. His name was Austin, but that's
just an accident.
That's just an accident. Man, it's hard out here. I can't remember any other nicknames. I probably made them, and just Poncho is obviously the best nickname that we've ever given at our place.
Did y'all give him that, or did he just have that?
Dude, I don't know, but
I don't either.
That's what I was told. I was told
that's what his family calls him.
No, there's no way. Do you think maybe his family just calls him Francisco Vasquez? Who knows? Who knows? Either way, Poncho, please come back to our gym. I love you.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
But
anyway, so
I'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Welcome. Thank you for listening to the Nogi Neighbors. We'll see you on the flip side, and we'll see you on the mats.